overall, I just wanted to get a sense of how you felt about how the team did and how the team performed tonight.
Yeah, I'm really proud of how the team did today. I feel like we cleaned up some things that we needed to from last weekend, which was really cool to see the work that they put in this week in the gym really come to fruition out on the floor. A little bit better landings on vault and bars in particular. And I'm really excited about how beam went today. I know it wasn't like our season high or anything, but to have a mistake in the lineup like that and everybody really rally and still hit their routines with aggressiveness and confidence, I think those are the moments that are going to build us into the strongest team we're capable of being. And so for them to be really resilient and just like focus on the task at hand and just stay present in that moment was really cool to see how they responded. And I think that's going to bode well for us heading down the road.
Janelle, I thought, if anything, the score you guys got on bars maybe was not the full picture. Can you talk a little bit about what the team's been working on bars, especially when events like floor and beam have kind of taken the bigger picture recently?
Yeah, we have a lot of little details we got to work on as far as just like creating a dismount that can easily stick, things like that. And so we've had to go back to like in the preseason and everything and really like retrain how they do some things. And so really getting the buy-in for that and the consistency behind that takes some time. And so what I'm seeing though is more and more locked in of those details, which is really cool. We still have work to do there. But I was really happy to see, particularly dismounts in comparison to last week. I thought definitely came off the bar in a better shape, or looked better in the air, and we had some better landings because of that. So really happy about it. We still got work to do. I definitely see a lot of potential to continue to grow on that event, and so we're working hard every day to do just that.
Shay was telling us how she's taking some leadership courses this year. You were sitting right there. You heard the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think. So between that and like the experience that she has under her belt at this point, how are you seeing all of that kind of come to fruition in meets like today?
Yeah, that moment on beam was, it literally gave me chills to see her go up there and attack her routine in that moment, because I don't think Shay from last year or even previous years would have been able to handle that moment as good as she did today. And I think that's the testament to the work she's been putting in and really the mindset shift she's had to see herself be successful in those moments, particularly on beam. So that was a really cool opportunity for her to be able to, number one, have her teammates back and go up and really steady the lineup and show them like, no, we attack beam, we know what we're doing, we're fine. And that was a huge leadership moment for her, and was really, really proud of her and excited that she got to have that moment.
I wanted to ask about the, returning back to Poly. How do you think the team, especially the freshmen, handled the pressure and the intense energy of competing in Poly today?
Yeah, I felt like from the second we got here today, they were really just like relaxed. They were locked in. They were intentional about what they were doing, and just really happy to be able to compete in front of our fans. I think there's just like this magic that's in Poly, and it just feels like home when we're here. And so it really is so special for them to be able to be there. I think the freshmen were so excited about the den and all of the excitement and energy that they bring, and it's just very cool because they're interacting with us even though they're in the stands, and I think that's what makes it so special. And I know it was really special for every person on our team today to be back in Poly and to have a good meet.
I wanted to ask about Madison Nemi jumping in on vault this week. It looked like there was a lot to work with there with her on vault. Can you talk about the strides she's taken in the gym and what you've seen from her recently?
Yeah, so I would say over the past year she's really dialed in her full to be really dynamic, and it's really working on little details like her body shape and that sort of thing, so she's not piking down, and she's really got that locked in, and now it's getting the landing down. And she did have a little slide today, but in the gym she's sticking the majority of her vaults, and that's why we wanted to get her out there with the experience. Because we think about like our situation that we were in last weekend, it would have been really great to just throw a really good clean full at the end of our lineup. And so while some of our 10-0 start values get a little bit more dialed in with their landings and their confidence, to have somebody like Maddie be able to jump in with her really clean full that's now super dynamic and is exciting for us. And I was very proud of how she handled today, and she was very excited to get to have that opportunity. So she's been working hard for it.
There's a lot of highlights tonight. Jordan's floor was really good. A bunch of other career highs from the team. But what were some other specific routines or performances that were a highlight to you?
Yeah, I think Macy on bars is one that stands out for me. She actually didn't have a great warm-up, and so a couple things for a freshman to sort of have an inconsistent warm-up and be able to just stay patient and calm in that moment and be able to just, you know, flip the switch and lock in and kind of make those adjustments was really cool to see. And then I know she's been trying really hard to stick her landing, and so she's one dismount in particular that we've really had to kind of go back to the technique on what she does. And I think today she came off the bar in a really good shape and was able to find that landing, which was super exciting for her. So I think that's definitely a routine that stands out to me. You know, Shay's beam I think was a really important moment for us, and for her to be so aggressive and attack that moment was huge. I think not just for Shay but for our team as a whole, because that's the mentality we want to show, that we have each other's backs in those moments, and that's what makes being a part of a team so special. So, you know, and I just think the floor lineup was beautiful tonight. You know, I think Buyo had a really clean routine. Macy had a really clean routine. Brooklyn, you know, Jordan, there wasn't many landing deductions, things like that. So I think overall the details are really getting dialed in there, which is exciting to see. So a lot of good stuff today.
I have to ask about this new kind of scoring system.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest difference, like from our standpoint, is that it just takes a long time for the scores to come in. So what are some of the biggest challenges of this new system, and how are you guys kind of working to overcome those?
Well, there's not like really a new score system. It's like it's the same scoring. It's just the judges have like sort of a feedback that they get after the competition from a scoreboard is what it's called. But today, I actually just think that was more of an individual judges were moving slow, not necessarily a result of the system or anything like that. I think it was just the pace of the meet was a little slower today. So, but again, like it's another opportunity for us to, like, you never know what's going to happen in a meet. You might get held for 5 minutes. I think that's how it felt with Shay before beam anyway. I was like, wow, this is really long. But I think, you know, adapting to those moments and staying mentally prepared, even when it does take a little longer, is good. It's good growth for us to have. So, yeah, the pace of the meet was a little bit slow today, but that's a little bit uncharacteristic. So.
I wanted to ask about Caitlin Rosen. She had such a fantastic freshman year.
Yeah.
Kind of been struggling the past couple meets. You know, what did you kind of say to her after, you know, falling on beam tonight?
Yeah, you know, we just got to get back to the gym and get her confidence up. I think, you know, that's kind of what we saw from last week to this week, was just a little bit of dip in confidence. And gymnastically, she's been training well, and so that's why we kind of had a little bit lighter load for her today, is just to hopefully go out there and get confident with her gymnastics. And unfortunately, beam didn't go her way, but you know that happens. And you know, we're just gonna get back in the gym, and we're gonna talk about things and work on mindset and all of that, so that she can kind of lock back into who she is, because she's a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal competitor, and I have no doubt she'll be able to get back to where she's been. So good, awesome. Thanks guys, thanks for being here.